Hi guys, and welcome to another video. So originally the one video I was going to do today was the Hartlepool Sunderland match review, but more exciting things have happened. Of course, I'll touch on the Hartlepool game. Yeah, it wasn't ideal. Similar to the Accrington game in terms of, we made plenty of chances. It was our second string squad, which I expected. I saw a lot of people wanted the first team to be played against Hartlepool, but let's be realistic, they played literally 48 hours before the game, so it was never going to happen in a million years, if that. So it was never going to happen. So I fully expected a second string squad. 1-1 wasn't ideal. As Alex Neil said after the game, we made, it's again very similar to Accrington. We made plenty of chances. We didn't take them, and yet again for the sort of second or third game in a row now, it just highlights that we really do need reinforcements, and that is exactly what Alex Neil said. He said that he's expecting at least one or two bodies to come in before the weekend. But, that doesn't mean that, some people have taken that as he wants only one or two more players before the window. That isn't what he said. Let's listen to what he's actually saying. He said before the weekend, that's what he would like. He's clearly, saying that there's a lot going on behind the scenes and things will start ticking, but some things are frustrating. Some things you're simply waiting for, and it has to take time sometimes. You can't rush these things, I would rather us take our time and sign the right players, preferably as quick as possible, but in comparison to rushing and signing players and getting bodies through the door just purely for the sake of it, which we have done in the past, and at times it felt like we haven't learned from that. But over the last couple of windows, we've taken our time, we've done things sort of on the quiet, and we've brought in some really talented lads and some talented players, and hopefully we're doing that. Alex Neil's concern as well, which I have mentioned in previous videos, is he doesn't want it to take too long, the transfer business, because then we're almost giving away the first few games. If we're really not competitive enough by then we're almost gifting, games and gifting points to our position when we really want to be competitive from the off. But if it isn't to be, it isn't to be, unfortunately. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to mention about against the Hartlepool game, or regarding the Hartlepool game, because it was just one of them. And again, it is just a friendly. It's frustrating. We'd preferably like to get into start of the season on the back of a few wins, get a bit of winning momentum, into the start of the season. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's a shit thing to say. It's not a great saying. It is what it is. But it is, the players, they'll be raring to go. The stadium, there'll be plenty of bodies there, including myself, hopefully anyway. So I think it's just a completely different atmosphere in it. Like I've said in a previous video, players sort of subconsciously, they might duck out of challenges, they might not, go the extra mile in pre-season, which you'd probably like them to, but they might be very wary of, oh God, if I give myself an injury here now, then I'm not going to start at the beginning of the season, which I can kind of understand as well. But, you get that completely different adrenaline when it's a competitive game, a different mindset. But yeah, so it'll be completely different in my eyes. I don't think we'll see us, go out on a whimper on Sunday. I can't see that happening. But yeah, so in terms of the transfer rumours today, there has been a lot made. So firstly, we've got the keeper. We've got Bass from Pompey. He's a goalkeeper, and he's generally, I think, he's a second or third choice goalkeeper. And I think only really, if you think about it, it's not massively exciting, but I think it just shows that we need a little bit of competitiveness behind Patterson, and it shows that Alex Neil has that belief in Pato, which I do like to see. I did want to see a more experienced head alongside Patterson, so we could learn off him and they could bounce off each other and have that really serious sort of competition there. Whereas, Bass or Bass, however you want to pronounce it, I'm pretty sure it's Bass. I think the only reason he's really been kept out of Pompey's first team, really, over the last couple of seasons is because they've been bringing in really good loan signings, as their number ones, and they had the other lad, what's he called? McGivelry. I can't remember his name, but he was really, really good for Pompey the other season, so really, really good keepers they've had. And only that, I think it was Bazunu, who was there last season. He's just been signed for like 13 odd million, so he's had a hell of a lot to contend with, as Bass. And when you have a look at what Pompey fans have been saying about him, largely the sort of similar thing they're saying, is capable of pulling off, a wonder save, good shot stopper, but a bit weak in the air, and is prone to an error. That sounds a bit like Hoffman to me. Do you know what I mean? That sounds a bit like Hoffman. If you remember earlier on last season, he was pulling out worldies, was Hoffman, and then a few months later, he's having shockers. So it's someone, and he's a young lad as well as Bass. I think, how old is that, 23, something like that. But, so it's just someone to compete. It's someone who's better than Carney, because Carney might have to go out on loan, or he might just be third choice. It's a lot of youth to have around that goalkeeping department, and as I say, I prefer to see at least one experienced head between the sticks, even if it is a second string, just to give Pato a bit of sort of advice and share that experience for him to learn from. But we'll see anyway. So that is the first one that has been linked with us. And now the next one I'm actually incredibly excited about, if it is to be true. Now, where it's reported from, funnily enough, I am from Blackpool, for those of you who don't know, is actually the Blackpool Gazette. And it is Ellis Sims. Now, Ellis Sims, of course, contracted to Everton. He went to Hearts. He played for Blackpool in League One. He was phenomenal for Blackpool there. And he's a player that I've really admired for some time. Very, very decent player, and I think he probably could cut it with a run of games in the Championship. I think he is that good, or he has the potential to be that good. But apparently, according to the Blackpool Gazette, there was several teams in for him, including Blackpool, and I think possibly even Huddersfield as well, and Sunderland, and he literally had them all the bids from the said teams had been accepted, and apparently, according to the Blackpool Gazette, he has chosen to go with Sunderland. So whether this actually comes to anything, it does remain to be seen. But I would be absolutely buzzing to see Ellis Sims. Of course, we were linked with Troy Parrott. He's ended up going with Preston, which was slightly disappointing. But like I said, I wouldn't have been gutted, and I'm not gutted that he hasn't signed for us. Ellis Sims actually excites me a hell of a lot more. You know, if we had Ellis Sims, Ross Stewart, and then potentially Broadhead as well, that is a fantastic trio in my eyes to have up top going into the Championship. Really, really exciting. They all offer different things. You know, I think with Troy Parrott, what it was, it did annoy quite a lot of people. But apparently, according to certain sources across social media and certain, decent sources as well, it was the guaranteed starting, sort of game time that was his big thing. And Preston played two up top, and he'd been guaranteed basically a place up there. Whereas with us, half the time we do play the one up top. So that it was a huge thing for him, which I get, 100% get. He's at that age, he wants to play and wants to be guaranteed game time, and he's been given that at Preston. So that's why Troy Parrott hasn't joined us. But that is everything as of right now. So what did you think about the Hartlepool game? Firstly, what do you think about the link with Bass and with Ellis Sims as well? It could have progressed by the time I've edited this video, so we'll have to see. But anyway, let me know everything that we've covered in today's video, what you think, what your opinions are. Always massively, massively appreciated and interesting. We're so close to 15k. I'm saying it every video now. There really isn't that many up until we hit 15,000. If you're someone who watches the videos, please subscribe if you haven't already, because we're agonizingly close. Agonizingly close. Just, tell your friends, your family, your dog, your cousins, your postman. I don't know. Subscribe anyway if you've enjoyed, of course. Take care. Stay jammy.